Hi, I'm Steve, coming to you from Tampa, Florida. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Appspace Work. Before we get started, a big thank you to our customers and our partners for all you do for Appspace and our team members. Your feedback shapes our direction and is incredibly valuable. And if you aren't a customer or partner today, we appreciate your consideration and hope we earn the opportunity to work together soon. Appspace Work is our first ever annual event where we will share with you our vision for work in the workplace and reveal the incredible new features coming to the Appspace platform. We're so glad you could join us, and I personally can't wait for you to see what we have in store. But we don't want to make today about Appspace. Today is about you. It's about where and how you work and how we hope to play a part in making that better. It's about the challenges you face, the goals you want to achieve, and the changes in the way work is being done across every workplace in every industry. We'll start with a look at current state of work and talk about what's happening today as well as what's coming. Then we'll share our renewed mission and the themes that are driving our development. I promise we'll wrap that up quickly because we know why most of you are here. You want to see the new features we're bringing to the Appspace platform. The majority of today's event will be just that. We'll demo the latest and greatest from Appspace, as well as give you an exclusive sneak peek at what we have planned for the future. Everything you'll see today was driven by you, our users, and we hope you enjoy it. So now, for a look at the state of work, I'll hand it off to our co-founder and CEO, Brandon Miles in Dallas, Texas.
Thanks, Steve, and thanks again to everyone with us today. As Steve mentioned, today is about you and how Appspace helps you create a workplace your employees love. We believe that's true from the front line to the front desk in every industry and every part of the world. When we talk with our customers and partners, we hear the same thing over and over. Our working dynamic has changed, and this has put a renewed focus on keeping teams safe, informed, and productive. Many companies have embraced the work from anywhere model, which brought incredible flexibility for employees, but also created new challenges for organizations. Communication, productivity, engagement, and maintaining a great company culture is harder than ever, but it's also more important than ever. This new hybrid workplace dynamic has introduced new protocols, processes, and safety concerns. It has fundamentally changed the way employees interact with the buildings, desks, rooms, and shared spaces they use to get work done. We've always believed that people and places are a foundational element to our cultures, and that we need to rethink our technology stack to better fit this hybrid model. What we've seen is a greater need to manage who visits our buildings, simpler ways to find available rooms and reserve desks, smarter and safer allocation of our spaces, pervasive ways to reach employees with important information, and all of it has to work together seamlessly. As companies are looking to integrate or upgrade their software and hardware to support these new initiatives, we've often seen that all of this new technology means a lot of disparate point solutions that don't always work well together. And the last thing any of us needs are solutions that end up causing more problems than they solve. So rather than ballooning complexity and costs, we decided to ask, why not just consolidate everything on a common platform, which is what we're delivering at Appspace today, an all-in-one platform based on 3 core tenets. First, reliability. We deliver products that just work with a large global team to back you up. Simplicity. We build intuitive products for first-time and power users and support a frictionless buyer's journey. And 3, value. We believe we offer our customers exceptional value because we're an all-in-one platform and not an assembly of point products. So with that in mind, I'd like to turn it over to my co-founder and our Chief Product Officer, Stan Stevens.
Thanks, Brandon. As a Chief Product Officer, part of my job is to take our mission and our vision and translate that into new features and functionality for our customers. So how are we going to help you create a workplace employees love? Well, we see the workplace split between the physical and the digital, and we're focusing on connecting the two, creating one unified experience. With Appspace as your single platform to connect people, places, and spaces. And we think that comes down to 3 things: employee communication and a modern workplace, all underpinned and supported by the right technology and integrations for your tech stack. Clear and consistent communication has always been critical to employees to keep them engaged and aligned. And the distributed workforce reinforces this need only further. Appspace was founded in improving communications with digital signage, and we're now bringing new ways to reach your employees to the Appspace platform. We're focused on new channels, new alerts, and reaching people where they are from the front line to the front lobby. Today's workplace looks very different than it did just 2 years ago, and it will continue to evolve at a fast pace. New generations of workers bring with them expectations of technology-filled spaces. And the hybrid workplace means switching between the home and the office more than ever. Work can now take place almost anywhere, wherever you feel you're at your best. Today we'll show you new features we're adding to our platform that make it easier to find a space that works for you. We'll look at how we're helping you foster collaboration by making it easy to find the right people to work with. And we'll look at the new ways to manage and enhance employee experience wherever they work. And at the heart of this is technology. The list of different hardware and software technologies companies use is increasing. Making sure that all that tech works together is what separates a good work experience from a poor one. And one thing that has never changed about Appspace is our philosophy, that Appspace should work anywhere. We continue to be OS agnostic, so you can run Appspace on the devices that you use. And we embrace integrations and partnerships, so you can work how you want. Today you'll see a long list of new partners, new supported devices, and new integrations we'll be launching. So, employee communication, a modern workplace, and technology and integrations. These are the pillars that make up a workplace employees love. So now, let's see the new features that help with each of those. We'll start with a recent announcement, the acquisition of Beezy. To talk more about that and how Appspace and Beezy work together, I'll pass it over to Maximum, co-founder and chief product officer at Beezy.
Thank you, Stan, and greetings from Barcelona. I'm thrilled to be taking part in this first Appspace annual event, and I'm also really excited about the future. I'm excited about what we will achieve together by combining our product strength, but more importantly, I'm excited about what we'll achieve together with you, customers and partners, by listening to what you need to make work a great experience. We founded Beezy almost 10 years ago out of the realization that people had better digital tools for organizing a simple barbecue on a Sunday with friends than to get their daily work done with colleagues. I am not a tech guy. I am a sociologist. As such, I kept observing how people worked digitally, and I saw firsthand how employees' frustration dealing with obsolete and poorly designed digital workplaces kept increasing over the years. More recently, the accumulation of disparate systems that Brandon mentioned early on added more complexity and more frustration to employees. We all know how difficult it is today to juggle between so many tools that are disconnected, that work differently, that do not integrate with one another. Finally, the last 2 years have shown us how critical it is to offer the right digital tools to all employees, adapted to where they are and how they work, and packaged in a seamlessly integrated employee experience. We've witnessed how crucial it is to have a digital workplace, a place where we can digitally go to work. Beezy, as a product, focuses on giving customers just that, a simple and cohesive digital destination for all their employees. We offer a unique combination of features to support collaboration, communication, knowledge management, and business processes. But let me share a bit more of what makes Beezy really unique. We are a design-oriented company. Everything we do starts with the user, and everything we know about users gets reflected in our award-winning user experience. For employees, we make sure that their user experience is simple and intuitive, just like their favorite consumer tools are. In this example, we see how our start page combines relevant corporate information with a personalized newsfeed experience in a visually compelling and engaging way. You can also see in the newsfeed our approach to third-party tools integration. Personalized cards are shown to employees based on intelligent triggers. We call them action cards because they allow users to take quick actions directly from their newsfeed with a bi-directional flow of information back to the system of record. You can also see that we can reach employees wherever they are getting their work done. For example, here in Microsoft Teams. For content managers, we make sure that they can easily create great content that will impact and reach the right audience. In this other example, we can see how simple and yet powerful the authoring experience is in Beezy. You can also see how easy it is to configure the hero component in our start page. Finally, for companies, we offer an effective way to sanction and govern all this massive content and knowledge creation at scale and on their own terms. In this example, we are seeing how a global company can use Beezy to run multiple digital workplaces across the world, across subsidiaries, in different languages, and so on. It is always tailored to their specific business needs, their culture, their brand values, but also it is built under a cohesive employee experience. As I said before, I'm really excited about the future under the Appspace platform. By combining our strength in the physical and digital workplace, we are uniquely positioned to offer the most amazing unified employee experience. We can digitally augment the world of work, but at the same time, we can bring relevant digital content to employees in physical locations. While the world is reinventing how we work and even why we work, I'm sure we will be doing some magic to blur its old frontiers and delight employees at work. And speaking about cool stuff coming, I'm excited to share that just a few weeks after the acquisition announcement, we have already Appspace working inside of Beezy. As you can see in these examples, today we have relevant Appspace content flowing directly into our hero and newsfeed technology. We are also working hard to have Beezy content displayed in Appspace cards, in channels and devices to start with. But this is just the beginning. We have so much more coming, and to talk about that, let me pass it over to Thomas.
Thanks, Max. We're excited Appspace and Beezy are now one, and I'm really looking forward to combining the two platforms to power the hybrid workplace. As you'll notice from my home office, I'm already using the Beezy header as a digital signage layout, and you'll see it pop up on the screen every now and then. So really excited here. And hi, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining. I'm sure you've heard a lot of great information from Brandon, Stan, and Max already. But we've got a lot more to cover in this Appspace work session. And today I have the privilege to talk about the future of Appspace. And in this future of Appspace, we're going to cover three main sections: employee communication and everything that is related to how you can engage with your employees. We'll talk about modern workplace and how we power that return to the office with tools such as space reservation, visitor management, analytics. And then finally, the third pillar is around our technology and integrations. As you know, Appspace partners with a lot of different hardware and software partners out there. We've got a lot of great news to share. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into the first section of employee communication. The 6 topics that I will cover, or the 5 features and the demo that I will cover today, will include the Appspace app quick post, multi-zone channel, which is really related to what you see behind me with the Beezy header. Broadcast module and how we make sure employee safety is number one. Push notifications and SMS publishing to always reach further to our employees. And then finally, I will log into the Appspace employee app and give you a sneak preview of what the app will look like in 2022. So let's go to the first one in Appspace Quick Post. This is a new feature in the Appspace employee app. Employees who have publishing rights will now be able to directly create a post from the employee app. They'll be able to do that using our on-brand card themes to make sure that the content is on brand, is engaging for the audience. Finally, the user who logs into the employee app to publish a post will be able to publish to the team they're part of, but also to workplace devices. The channel they have publishing rights to has been subscribed to. So really an exciting new feature. It's available now. So if you're already using the Appspace employee app, just check it out and test this and provide us feedback. The next feature is the multi-zone channel. This feature is the ability to create a single channel theme that have multiple zones. So really like what you were seeing behind me, and very much in line with the famous Beezy header, multi-zone header, where you have all those different zones and all this different type of information combined in a single layout. This is an exciting feature. It's coming this quarter, late November, early December, and will be part of your standard Appspace channel workflows, just increasing the experience there and providing you more options. The third feature is the broadcast module. Many of you already use Appspace Alert. This is a very common feature to broadcast emergency messages onto workplace devices. Typically, when you broadcast an alert, it will take over the real estate of the screen and communicate the critical messages during the alert. We are updating completely the alert feature. We're now going to call it broadcast module, and we will add a lot of new capabilities. The first one, which is really important, is you'll be able to create multiple broadcasts ahead of time. You'll be able to publish those broadcasts to devices like you do today, but also to user group, users, and third-party apps. So imagine now being able to reach an alert on the user's personal device, either in the Appspace app, as an SMS, or why not directly into WebEx, Teams, or Slack. And then finally, you'll be able to schedule alerts. So you'll be able to plan for your broadcast messages, schedule them ahead of time, and make sure that they are automatically broadcasted when the time is right. This will allow you to really leverage this feature much more than what you've done previously with alerts. So really excited, and again, this is a feature coming in this quarter. Looking at next year, we will introduce the Design Studio. The Design Studio will allow you to customize the brand and look and feel of all your content across the Appspace platform. This will allow you to make sure that content is targeted to the right different types of users, whether it's on a workplace device or in the employee app. The Design Studio is going to be a big branding exercise for customers, and we think that a lot of brand managers will appreciate the new capabilities of this feature. Reaching out even further and always further, we're introducing push notifications to the employee app in 2022, making sure that end users will be notified that for when events are happening, and those could include broadcasts, as we talked earlier, when an emergency message needs to be sent out. We'll make sure that admins stay in the loop when an admin notification is required. So again, it is not only about reaching out to employees, but also enabling notifications to administrators when maybe they required intervention on a workplace device that has a failure, or if they have to approve or any request pending. And then once again, the powerful alert notification from the broadcast module. In continuity to push notifications, we will also introduce SMS services. We realize that a lot of employees out there don't necessarily have a company email address or the ability to run the employee app directly on their personal device. SMS service will allow corporations to share critical messages to employees using their mobile number. This will be an opt-in, opt-out option where employees can just see in the workplace a digital sign sharing a QR code with the invitation to subscribe to those SMS services. In the event an employee cannot be in the workplace, they can receive notifications while at home or on the road using those SMS services. This is another exciting opportunity here for companies to make sure they're keeping all their employees engaged, regardless of the status of the employee and the technology they have in hand. So a lot of new features on the employee communication side, a lot that will be already available this year, and then quite a few coming into 2022, and there's a lot more that we're looking into for the rest of 2022. Now let's just have a quick dive into the Appspace employee app. I'm going to go ahead and log into the app now and walk you through the new UI and new feature capabilities.
All right, let's have a look at our first demo. This is the Appspace employee app. As a quick refresher for those who are not familiar with our employee app, it's available on the App Store, on the Google Play Store, as well as a web app that you can run on your desktop, tablet, and phone. It's a fully responsive app, which means for employees who don't want to download a native app, they can still access the full experience on their personal devices as well. I'm logged in as a user with publishing rights. We'll see that for Quick Post in a minute. First thing you'll notice is at the top, I now have the famous Beezy header with the multiple channels feeding in, local news, global news, highlights, and so forth. And those will update according to the channel's channel content. If I scroll down, I see a timeline of the most recent posts that were published. I can open any of those posts to read through the article and access eventually any link. On the right side of the app, I have my workspace, which is the building I'm linked to as an employee. I also have all my upcoming reservations. This can include my meeting room, such as this Boston room booked from 3 to 4:30, a day pass for a visitor coming in. So introducing the visitor management feature we'll talk about later, as well as a hot desk as I have as a recurring reservation for every day of the week from 1:30 to 4 p.m. If there are any checkpoints I need to comply to or my visitor need to comply to, an action button, call to action button will appear. And then as if I scroll a little bit further down, I can see all the channels I'm subscribed to. And soon we will now introduce the app launcher, which will show you all the apps that you have access to from the Appspace employee app, such as, for example, accessing Workday, Salesforce, ServiceNow, or so forth. On the navigation bar at the top, I can search for content or channels. On the right side, I can go and jump directly into places where I can reserve a workspace, a desk or a room, or book a building pass. I will have my preferred buildings and most recently booked spaces, such as rooms and desks. If I select a building of my choice, I can view more information related to the building, search for a workspace, use the filter to narrow my search, or just click on the view map to view the floor plan. I can zoom in and out, and from here, simply book a desk or a room. I can also search for colleagues if I want to find a seat that's nearby one of my colleagues. In the reservations tab, I see all my upcoming reservations. So for this week, I have a bunch of reservations as well as the week and the rest of the year. I see the reservations that still require for me to complete a checkpoint, such as, for example, completing a self-screening questionnaire or viewing a video. In the More section, I have access to all my videos in a video portal format, and I can just watch the videos from here. I can also access all my channels I'm subscribed to, and channels that I may have publishing rights to. So in this example, for example, I have publishing right into the product update channel. I can see the latest news, and just by clicking add, I can easily create a new post. I can select one of the card themes that's available that I find is relevant. I can type in the topic, headline, summary. I can upload media files, multiple images or videos, and for example, do any of the branding changes that my administrator has given me permission to. That's for the header. For the banner, if I want to add an article, I can go ahead and use the rich text editor to type in my text. And then when I'm ready, I can use the scheduling capabilities to say, for example, when I want this content to be published into the channel. When I'm ready, I just click save. And you'll notice that the post has been added into the channel. which means that if this channel is also assigned to workplace devices, that same content will also now appear on the workplace devices that it is assigned to. That covers the updates to the Appspace employee app and quick posts, which I hope you will enjoy as an easy way to publish new messages to channels you have publishing rights to. Let's move on with the rest of the presentation.
All right, well, let's now dive into the second section of this Future of Appspace presentation. And we've seen a lot on the employee comms, and as you can see, there's a lot to get excited about, a lot of new features coming already this year and more coming next year. The next one is really the modern workplace, and we think it's as important as employee communication, because this is really how you're going to bring the employees back into the workplace and how you're going to make sure that your workplace is ready to host for changes. So a few features that are going to be released in the employee app itself. Concierge, neighborhood, and approvals are three features available inside the Appspace employee app. And then the following features is analytics and reporting, which is really focused on the facilities team to monitor how the workplace is being utilized, being able to pull reports and to start doing predictive planning. But also the new workplace card maps, which will allow to bring a consistent experience for employees as they get into the office around locating a workspace or a point of interest. And then we'll wrap up with a visitor management demo. That's one feature I'm particularly excited about, because this is really the continuity of the return to the office, is bring employees back in, and then when employees are back in, let's bring in our visitors as well. All right, well, let's start with concierge. The concierge feature is going to be accessible directly inside the employee app. So it's not an admin feature, it's an employee app feature. But it is a feature that will only be available to users with certain permissions. Permission to manage a group of resources based on location or resource type, or even resource name. This will allow concierge to really operate those resources from the employee app, granting access, managing reservations on behalf of host, and so forth. A feature that a lot of customers have been asking for, that we're really excited to release this quarter already. Coming really, really soon onto your Appspace employee app. The next feature is related to neighborhood. In Appspace, everything is organized into geos, location, campuses, buildings, floors, and resources. And we were missing one step there. Between floors and resources, we're introducing neighborhoods. Neighborhoods allow you to group a set of resources and point of interest and assign permissions and rules to a neighborhood. This really helps bring teams together and organize the workspace around teams. So this is an exciting new feature. It's coming early 2022 and will be just an extension to the existing Appspace reservation workflows, really enhancing the map view experience. The third feature on the employee app is approvals. Again, another feature that has a lot of interest from a lot of you, this ability to assign certain restrictions, for example, to resources or to users, making sure that an approval is required as you go through the reservation workflow. Everything happens in the employee app from an approval workflow perspective, although obviously it's set in the admin console from how the approval workflows will operate. This feature will really help team managers, administrators of workspaces to really own and define how they want users to be using those spaces. So really three exciting new features coming between now and the end of Q1 2022 with related to the employee space reservation. The next one is analytics and reporting. There's already a lot of analytics and reporting in Appspace. So this is not new, it's improving or advancing even further analytics and reporting for facilities manager. The ability to automate reports based on user type, resource, location, time and date. Also the ability to pull those reports and start looking into how the resources are being used, so you can start doing planning and optimizing your workplace. Eventually, we want to get to the point where we will be able to do predictive analytics, be able to tell you ahead of time that you're going to run out of a certain workplace type, workspace type in a specific location. So really this effort of analytics and reporting is to continue to provide you more insight into your Appspace environment and eventually to guide you as to what should be your next step. Additionally, we're making sure that all the analytics and reporting can be viewed inside your preferred data visualization tool. So if you're not looking into it into Appspace directly, you can look into it in Power BI or Tableau or Splunk, making those integrations really simple for you. Next one is the Workplace app and the Maps card. We already have today for workplace kiosk and digital signs the ability to view a floor plan with all the resources assigned to the work floor plans. We're providing a new card now that is really truly focused on wayfinding. It focuses only on the floor plan and the resources and points of interest on that floor plan. It can be viewed in a passive mode or interactive mode, allowing employees to either touch the screen or scan the QR code and do everything from their phone. It's fully brandable, as always with Appspace, and it's always responsive. So you can rotate the screen portrait or use it on a screen that doesn't have a 16:9. The content will look great, your maps will look great. So really a lot of exciting features here, but the one that I'm the most excited about is visitor management. We've listened to customers as they plan their return to the office for the last 15, 16 months. And the first focus was, let's bring our employees back. And so we gave the best tool in the industry for workspace reservation, which is already used by a lot of Fortune 500 companies out there, and the feedback is awesome. But the second thing customers have been asking us to focus on is visitor management. Once the employees are back, they're going to want to bring back their visitors as well. And so visitor management is now available in limited release. And I'm going to walk you right away into a demo so you can actually see how it works and how much depth there is in the feature and the visitor experience.
In this demo, I'm super excited to introduce the updated visitor management feature from Appspace. Prior to the pandemic, we already offered visitor management for on-site registration and check-in, but in this release, we're introducing the opportunity for the host to invite a visitor on site and for a visitor to pre-register before coming on site. Now, how does it work? Well, from the Appspace employee app, just go to More, click Visitor. This will open the visitor dashboard where you can see all your upcoming visitors. Click on Invite to create a new visitor invite, add the email information, first name, last name, visitor type, location of the meeting, date, time, select the purpose of the meeting, add any note related to this visit. Click Send Invite. This will generate an immediate record in the dashboard to display the information. As you can see, the visitor is expected on the 18th at 4 p.m. and is currently pending pre-registration. The visitor will receive an immediate email invite in their inbox where they have all the information related to the invitation. They can click on Complete Pre-Registration to start the pre-registration workflow. This will open up a web view that you can access on your phone or laptop. You can see all the information and click Complete Pre-Registration to go through the workflow. You can modify any of the information. You will notice some fields are required, some fields are optional. The administrator may present some checkpoints, such as the requirement to complete a self-screening questionnaire, upload a vaccine certificate, or complete an NDA. If you fail to complete any of the required checkpoint, they will be presented to you at the check-in again, and your pre-registration process will be pending. Click on Take a Picture. This will upload a picture, and then select your preferred beverage. Click Save. This will confirm and complete your pre-registration workflow, and you will be provided with a QR code or a 6-character code to check in at the reception. Your host will be notified by email, Slack, WebEx, or Teams, as well as in their employee app that the visitor has completed the registration workflow. Once arriving on at the reception desk, a kiosk will display the Appspace visitor management card. You can use your phone to present the QR code, or you can simply check in from the kiosk itself, enter the verification code, or search your record by entering your email address. It will retrieve your information and display all your information on screen. This will also trigger an event to print the badge and notify the host that you have arrived at the reception. The host can once again be notified by email, Slack, WebEx, or Teams. When you're done, just click done, and on your way out, same thing, present the QR code in front of the camera, or just press checkout, enter the verification code that is in your email and calendar, or use your email to check out. And when done, you will receive a message that you have successfully checked out, and your host will also be notified that you have successfully checked out. That's it. That wraps up our visitor management updated feature. It's in limited release now. Please contact your CSM or account executive if you wish to join the limited release, looking to go GA end of this year. Thanks a lot. Let's go and keep moving to the next section of our presentation.
All right, well, after this demo of visitor management, I think it's time to talk about our partners and other integrations we're doing. So this is the third part or third section of this presentation. And there's a lot to cover there. We're going to talk about future integration with our partners, WebEx, Microsoft, Google, Crestron, Poly, Facebook Workplace, just to name a few. We'll also cover some of the workplace devices that we're gonna be working with this quarter and next year. And we'll talk about some of the services cards we're looking to release in the next few months. So a lot to cover here. As you know, Appspace is a partner-driven organization. We love to build an ecosystem around the Appspace platform, giving customers the choice of their preferred hardware and software. So let's start with WebEx. We've been working with the WebEx team for a while now, and we've released a lot of different integration on the WebEx app and WebEx devices, but there's much more to come for the next few months. Let's start first with the WebEx app. We already publish Appspace channel into WebEx Spaces, and this is a tool that's used a lot by customers to make sure they're reaching out to employees in their preferred app. We've introduced this year push notifications into WebEx, making sure that when you've booked a workspace and it's time for you to check in, the notification pops up in WebEx. And now with visitor management, when a visitor is at the reception and has checked in, you will receive a push notification in WebEx letting you know that your visitor has arrived. Looking forward towards the end of the year, early 2022, we'll leverage the new embedded apps in WebEx to release the Appspace app natively integrated into WebEx. This means you'll see the Appspace icon in the left bar, and you'll be able to have all the Appspace app capabilities within your WebEx client. That means employee comms, teams, videos, but also space reservation, visitor management. And then later in 2022, we'll start working with chatbots and making sure you can actually interact with Appspace directly inside WebEx. So a lot coming on the WebEx app. On the device front, the new WebEx Navigator, which was released very recently by Cisco, will support the Appspace app. This means you will now be able to run our room scheduling experience on the WebEx Navigator and leverage our touchless experience with QR codes to actually check into a meeting, book a meeting, extend a meeting. We'll also integrate with the LEDs of the Navigator, making sure it's easy for an employee to see at distance if a resource is available or not. This is our first step into integrating Appspace space reservation into the WebEx platform. Coming next is the WebEx Desk Hub, the WebEx Desk, and the WebEx Desk Pro, making sure organizations have a consistent scheduling experience with Appspace and the WebEx devices. So really a lot there on the device front. And finally, one feature that I really am excited about is WebEx Assistant. We're seeing a lot of organizations struggling with the return to the office and this challenge in sharing workspace devices and resources. Well, WebEx Assistant allows you for a full touchless experience, going into a room and starting a meeting without having to touch any physical device. Well, now it's integrated with Appspace, and you can actually request WebEx Assistant to ask Appspace to show you how to use this video endpoint, or how to book to show you available workspaces within a certain area that you've selected, just by saying, okay, WebEx, ask Appspace, and then say what you want to see. So really an exciting new feature, providing a lot of new capabilities to users and improving the user experience. On the Microsoft front, we continue to partner with Microsoft to provide more features in the Office 365 suite. So already today, you have the ability to publish Appspace channels into Microsoft Teams channel, the same way we do it with WebEx, Slack. You can receive your news feeds at the right time in the right Microsoft Teams channel. We've also enabled space reservation this year, so also all your space reservation notifications will pop up as a chat message in Microsoft Teams. Looking into Q1 2022, we plan to release the Appspace embedded app into Microsoft Teams, giving all the Appspace capabilities directly from within the Microsoft Teams client. You can already do that today in a Microsoft Teams channel by just pinning the Appspace web app, but we're going to make it more native, where Appspace will be on the sidebar of your Microsoft Teams client, and that will be how you easily get into Appspace. And then, of course, chatbots, as were mentioned for WebEx, will also be releasing the ability to interact with the Appspace app using chatbots. The other side of our Microsoft partnership is the ability to reserve workspaces and resources directly from Outlook. So we have released in limited release the Outlook add-in. You can easily add that into your Outlook calendar client, and from there you can leverage the Appspace app to actually reserve a workspace, and you can leverage the filters, the map view, but also all your rules and permissions and checkpoints will pop up directly into the Outlook add-in. This makes it easier for employees to adopt new workflows and tools without needing another app. The app is just directly available inside Outlook, an app that everyone has on their desktop. There's more with Microsoft. As you know, we've released a Power BI card. We will also be releasing a SharePoint card. And with our friends from Beezy, now part of Appspace, there's this whole partnership around SharePoint and O365 that we're looking forward to leverage with Appspace.
All right, it's demo time. In this first demo, I'm going to talk about the Outlook add-in. This is a new feature at Appspace. It's in limited release. You can contact your CSM or account executive to get the feature activated on your account. So as you know, in the Appspace app, you can reserve workspaces of all types using the Places option here. You can now do the same directly from within Outlook. In Outlook and the Outlook calendar, both on the web client and native client, go ahead and create a calendar invite. Specify for how long you want this reservation, and then add the Appspace. Click on More to see the Appspace Places module. This will link Outlook to your Appspace account and make sure you can add Appspace workspaces into an Outlook invite. Select the building of your choice. I have the option between London and San Francisco here. I'm going to go for San Francisco. I can search for workspaces, view all the workspaces available below, or use the filter option to select the floor I want to go to. Eventually a zone or neighborhood. I'm going to go to product engineering. The workplace type and workspace type will show up based on what exists in your system. So I'm going to book a space, and I'm looking for a desk, and I need this desk to have a RoomKit Mini. I can also ask to show colleagues if I wish to see where someone may be sitting and book a seat nearby. Click Apply. This will show up the resources that match your criteria. Select the resource of your choice, and then will see at the top a preview of the workspace, all the specs related to that workspace, any restriction that applies. So in this case, you need to check in 5 minutes before or up to 1 hour into the scheduled start time, after which your reservation will be auto-canceled. And you can see where it's located on the floor plan, and you can zoom in and out. If this is what you're looking for, just click Select Desk. It will add the resource in your Outlook invite. You can give it a name. And then just go ahead and save. And this has successfully created a reservation for this hot desk in the San Francisco building for the full day. When you come on site, you'll be able to check in at the desk using a QR code or your phone to check in, and we'll see that in the next demo. All right, just once again, the Outlook add-in is available now in limited release. You can reach out to your CSM and account executive if you wish to try it, and it will give you all the capabilities you're familiar with in the Appspace employee app. Thanks a lot, and let's move on to the next demo.
Next up is a Microsoft partner, Poly. Poly and Appspace announced a partnership at Infocom a few weeks back. This is, again, with this consistent idea that customers should have the opportunity to select the hardware of their choice and the software of their choice. And Poly is obviously one of the big hardware providers for video devices. So when one of those video devices is not used for meeting or screen sharing, it turns into Appspace for digital signage purposes, allows you to communicate critical messages and engage with your workflows. Appspace runs on the Poly X series, X30, 50, 70, and a couple of more devices, and is available now. So if you're using Poly devices, you can start using Appspace on them. Another partnership that we've had for many years is Crestron. And today already we work with Crestrons on the room scheduling panel, the TSS series. We run on the Mercury, and we run on the Air Media devices. Crestron just announced 2 new Air Media devices, the 3100 and 3200. More powerful, still fantastic to share your screen, but now they can turn into true digital signage device, and making sure that all the great content that you create in Appspace now runs smoothly on those devices. So it's more than a sharing device, more than a collaboration device. It becomes a true digital signage media player. Really excited with that new Crestron Air Media 3100 and 3200. Additionally, in the next few weeks, we will be announcing the support for the new Crestron occupancy sensor to facilitate the workplace experience with auto check-in based on presence into a workspace. So really excited for that new feature coming very soon. Google and Appspace have partnered for many, many years. First, we started with the Chrome app on the Chrome boxes and Chrome-based devices, and it's been deployed. Those devices were very, very popular, and we still see a lot of customers asking for this. We're upgrading our Chrome app to the PWA app to make sure that we're following the new standards at Google. We released the Google cards for Google Slides, Google Sheet, and many others, making it really easy to bring your Google content into Appspace cards and into Appspace channels on workplace devices. Early next year, we will be releasing the Appspace plugin for Google Calendar, making sure that in the same way you can from Outlook reserve an Appspace resource and go through the Appspace workflows, you'll be able to do the same in Google Calendar. So again, this idea that we want to remain agnostic and allow you to pick the hardware and the software of your choice, but still benefit from the best Appspace experience. And for that reason, we're also going to be integrating with Google Chat for content publishing, for workspace reservation and notifications, but also why not in the future having Appspace embedded in Google Chat. So this is a big effort for us in 2022. We're really excited with everything we're doing with Google at the moment, reviving a partnership that has been there for a long time. There's also one news that I can't share with you today. That's why it says 2022 surprise, but there is something exciting coming soon. We're working closely with Google at the moment to announce this. So stay tuned. There's much more coming with Google in the next few weeks. Workplace. We've been working with the Facebook Workplace team for a little while to integrate Appspace directly into Workplace. Many of our customers use Workplace, and the pandemic has certainly accelerated the adoption of Workplace as a great way to keep people connected and engaged. And so it was just natural for Appspace to allow an Appspace channel to feed into Workplace, becoming Appspace becoming a source of content into Workplace, Workplace becoming the delivery platform for the message to the users. That's our phase one of our integration Workplace that's available now. Phase two is doing the other way around, is taking Workplace content and bringing it back into Appspace so that you can use Appspace as the publishing platform to get that to Workplace devices or to the Appspace app for users who want to consume those messages in the Appspace app. So we're just starting our journey with Workplace. Phase one is available now, publishing from Appspace to Workplace. Phase two, Workplace to Appspace, is coming in 2022. On the device partner front, we continue to partner with the leading brands out there, and we want to make sure that as they release new hardware and OS version, we support our app on those. So LG, Samsung are releasing new hardware. The Appspace app will be immediately available for those new devices. Same thing with BrightSign and Mersive and Dell. We want to make sure that we keep up with them. So we're very focused and working closely with them as they plan their roadmap to make sure that Appspace is available immediately as they release their product. Additionally, we're introducing new partnerships such as Cubic and Brava to address new workplace needs. The return to the office has introduced the need for hot desking and hoteling. This requires a new type of devices at the desk. Cubic and Brava have been leading the charge there. Again, we want to remain agnostic. We want to give you the choice of the preferred hardware. So available now on the Cubic, you can run Appspace, the Appspace app, and very soon in 2022, you will be able to also use the Embrava devices for hot desking and hoteling. Finally, new cards. Integration goes beyond hardware and some of our big partners. We have already released a bunch of cards, and as you know, you have a lot you can pick from, whether they're announcement cards or cards integrated with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, and so forth. Next card up is Salesforce. This will allow you to bring your Salesforce dashboards onto workplace devices. This is awesome, for example, for sales team who want to stay connected to the numbers, but also the services team and so forth. We will be adding ServiceNow, SharePoint, Zendesk, Jira, LinkedIn on the social side. And if you have cards you really want to see, we can do it for you. We can build those cards as an enhanced services if they're not in our short-term roadmap, but some of our partners can do that. And we have an awesome partner out of Europe that created a ServiceNow card that's available now if you need it. So a lot on the new cards coming up that we think you should be really excited about. With that, that wraps up my session of the future of Appspace. So let's just quickly recap. 3 pillars to make sure employees love where they work. Employee communication is critical, and communicating with all your employees now is extremely important. And we're making sure that we're providing more tools and more workflows and more capabilities to the platform. Bringing your employees back into the office and making sure they have everything they need to reserve the right workspace and work with their teammates. We've released a lot of features in 2021 with space reservation, now visitor management. We have a lot more to come this quarter and early 2022. And then finally, we love to partner with leading companies out there. You've just seen the slides. There's a lot going on with WebEx, Microsoft, Poly, Crestron, Facebook Workplace, and all our device partners. We'll continue to partner with the best out there. And if you think there's someone we should partner with that we haven't done yet, please reach out to us. We'll make sure to look into it as quickly as possible. And that wraps up the future of Appspace from a product standpoint. I hope you enjoyed all the content and all the innovation we're bringing in Q4 in 2022. I'm now going to pass it back to Steve Turp to wrap up Appspace Work. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks, Thomas, and thanks to everyone that joined us at our first ever annual Appspace Work event. Our goal was to make today's event more than a product launch by shifting the focus to you and your challenges, and by sharing the themes and motivations that drive our development that will help us all put people at the center of work. We went over a lot in a short period of time today. If you missed anything or want to see it again, the entire event will be available to watch on demand at appspace.com/work following our last broadcast. There you'll be able to find videos of each of the product demos from today as well. We're grateful to work with such great customers and partners, and I hope you're looking forward to the future of work and the future of Appspace as much as we are. On behalf of everyone here at Appspace, thank you, and we'll see you soon.